Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV AM News live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Fauziya Lukman. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and President of the United Arab Emirates Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan on Monday in Abu Dhabi have finalized a historic agreement resulting in the immediate end of the visa ban plan placed on Nigerian travelers. By this agreement, both Etihad Airlines and Emirates Airlines are to immediately resume flight schedules into and out of Nigeria without any further delay. Based on the agreement between two heads of state, the immediate restoration of flight activity through the two airlines and between both countries does not involve any immediate payment by the Nigerian government. In recognition of President Tinubu's economic development diplomacy drive and proposals today presented by President Tinubu to his counterpart, an agreed framework has been established which will involve several billions of US dollars worth of new investment into Nigeria's economy across multiple sectors, including defense, agriculture, and others, by the investment arms of the government of the United Arab Emirates. Vice President Kassim Shettima has restated the commitment of President Bola Tinubu to prioritize the welfare of Nigerians in its programs and policies. The Vice President stated this on Monday at the flag-off ceremony for the distribution of palliatives worth 5.1 billion naira by the Sokoto State government, adding that the President is committed to alleviating the poverty among the vulnerable. Uyi Agumofuegbe has the rest of the story.
According to the Vice President, Tinubu's administration is committed to promoting the welfare of citizens, noting that the distribution of palliatives by the Sokoto State government is a laudable initiative by the governor, which is worthy to be emulated by other state governments.
It gives me a great deal of pleasure and privilege to be here with you on behalf of my principal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to plug up the people-friendly initiatives of Governor Ahmed Aliu Sokoto and his team. There can never be development without peace, and in the same vein, there can never be peace without development. So the investments by His Excellency on providing support to the security establishment is a welcome development. It will assist our security agencies to perform their duties optimally and boost their morale.
Earlier in his remarks, Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliu said the distribution of palliatives is to address the plight of the people, especially the poor. He added that his administration has decided to assist the security agencies in tackling security challenges in the state. He also noted that 5.1 billion naira was spent on the procurement of grains for distribution free of charge to the people, irrespective of their religion or party affiliation. The event also featured unveiling of a transportation scheme by the state government comprising provision of 20 Toyota Camry cars exclusively for use by women, as well as 50 mass transit buses for intercity transportation service at affordable rates. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global Television News.
Vice President Senator Kassim Shettima has said despite effort by governments across different levels, Nigeria's housing deficit remains huge as 21 trillion naira will be required to effectively bridge the gap. Shettima stated this in Sokoto at the groundbreaking for the construction of the 500 housing estates by the state government, commending Governor Ahmed Aliu for attempting to address the housing needs of the people. The Vice President noted that Nigeria has a deficit of 28 million houses and will need 21 trillion naira to meet Nigeria's housing needs. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, has announced, in line with the Firearms Act and other extant laws, in the interest of public safety and general security, establishment of an ad hoc committee tasked with the comprehensive review of firearms licensing and regulations by the Nigerian Police Force. Egbetokun on Monday revealed that the committee's mandate will encompass a thorough assessment of current firearms licensing procedures and regulations, with the aim of enhancing their effectiveness, transparency, and accountability. The force headquarters also said the police will engage with relevant stakeholders, including legal experts, civil society organizations, and experts in the field to ensure a holistic and well-reformed review. The World Health Organization Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Matshidiso Moeti, said on Monday that malaria death rate in Nigeria has fallen by 55%. Moeti said this on Monday at the launch of the 2022 Nigeria Malaria Report in Abuja. Moeti also said Nigeria has made progress on HIV also between 2015 and 2021, meeting two of the 95-95-95 goal and the tuberculosis. Intervention coverage is improving with increased case detection over the same period. He said the African region carries a high proportion of the global malaria burden, accounting for about 95% of all malaria cases and 96% of all malaria deaths in 2021. While Nigeria accounts for around 27% of the global burden of malaria cases, the country has seen major progress. Malaria incidence has fallen by 26% since 2000, from 413 per 1,000 to 302 per 1,000 in 2021. Malaria deaths also fell by 55% from 2.1% 1,000 population to 0.9% 1,000 population. The Imo State National and State House of Assembly Election Petition Tribunal has sacked a member of the House of Representatives, Ikenga Ogochinyere, who was elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In a unanimous decision on Sunday, a three-member panel of the tribunal, which conducted its proceedings in Nasarawa State, held that Ogochinyere was not validly nominated by the PDP to contest the Idiato North-South Federal Constituency election that held on February 25th. Consequently, it ordered the Independent National Election Commission, INEC, to within 90 days and conduct a supplementary election in the constituency. The tribunal, in its lead judgment that was delivered by its chairman, Justice Anthony Olutu Akwovi, specifically directed the electoral body to conduct the supplementary poll in 55 polling units where elections did not hold on February 25th. The National Assembly Election Petition Tribunal, again sitting in Umuahia, the Abia State capital, on Monday, sacked 3 House of Representative members elected on the platform of the Labour Party. A panel of the tribunal led by Justice Adeyinka Aderigbe had sacked the member representing Aruchuku Ohafia Federal Constituency, Ibe Okwara Oshunwa, for non-compliance with the Electoral Act 2022 in a petition filed by the candidate of the All Progressive Congress in the election, Daniel Okeke. The tribunal ordered the Independent National Election Commission to withdraw the certificate of return issued to Osunwa and issued a new one to Okeke. Chairman of the Police Service Commission, Solomon Arase, retired Inspector General of Police, has called for assistance in the area of training and capacity building for staffs of the Commission and the Nigerian force. In a statement signed by the head of press and public relations of the PSC, Ikechukwu Ani, Arase spoke in Abuja when he received an audience visiting Deputy Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Department of State, Toby Bradlin. Deputy Assistant Secretary Bradlin was at the Police Service Commission with Mark Hove, African Program Officer, Office of the Africa and Middle East Program of the U.S. Department of State, to discuss area of assistance and partnership with the Commission, especially in capacity building. Arase invited his visitors to also assist the Commission in strengthening its recently established Compliance Monitoring Unit, a department dedicated to monitoring the effectiveness and efficiency of Police Compliant Response Unit. He noted the Commission's Compliance Monitoring Unit needs support in various areas, including training and provision of equipment. The former IGP stated the staff of the Commission also need training exposure in the United States in form of exchange programs. A video has surfaced indicating that Niger Republic school plotters have started deploying military along its borders with neighboring country Benin, amidst fear of military intervention by Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The development was disclosed by a counter-insurgency expert and security analyst in Lake Chad, Zogazole Makama. Global TV had reported that ECOWAS had threatened a possible military action against the junta who seized power in Niger and suspended the constitution. However, signs of discontent within the Nigerian armed forces are mounting. Soldiers, both non-commissioned officers and officers, do not feel supported or protected by the junta's general. Non-commissioned soldiers are reportedly to be particularly more concerned with protecting their financial already shaken foot in power than with defending the interests of their subordinates, no longer listening to their men. The junta seems increasingly isolated while popular anger rumples. A fatal boat accident has claimed 26 lives in Mokwa local government area of Niger State. The authorities, however, confirmed that 30 people were rescued. Giving an update on the Adamawa incident yesterday, Dr. Suleiman Mohammed of the State Emergency Management Agency, who confirmed the figure, noted that 10 more persons were rescued, while 10 corpses were recovered from the canoe that capsized in the state at the weekend. In the Niger disaster, those who were involved in the accident were mostly rice farmers from 4 communities in the new Bajigo heading to their farms in Old Bajigo around Jebba Dam. Commenting on the Adamawa mishap, Mohammed said the rescue operation was jointly carried out by the agency officials, Red Cross, Marine Police, and local divers. He said one of the survivors was trapped by the nail of the canoe before she was rescued. Gunmen suspected to be bandits of the attack have attacked Kulben community in Mangu local government area of Plateau State and killed 10 persons. A resident of Kulben village, Moses Fwan, on Monday confirmed the attack. Fwan said the incident, which happened on Sunday night, also left several houses belonging to villagers destroyed by the bandits before they fled the community. The chairman of Mogovul Development Association in Kumbun district, Dr. Elisha, who also confirmed the attack, said from the information he got, 10 persons were killed during the invasion. Nigeria's first foremost indigenous chartered accountant, Akintola Williams, is dead. A leading authority in the field of accounting, Williams died at the age of 104. Revered as the first Nigerian to qualify as a chartered accountant, Williams contributed in funding the Nigerian Stock Exchange and the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Nigeria, ICON. You're watching Global TV AM News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Global TV AM News return, Djokovic beats Medvedev, wins US Open as Ayodele clinched 3 medals in weightlifting. We'll tell you about this and more right after this break. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and this is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of the AM news from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Moroccan rescuers supported by newly arrived foreign teams on Monday faced an intensifying race against time to dig out any survivors from the Rumpel Mountain villages. On the 3rd day after the country's strongest ever earthquake, the 6.8 magnitude quake struck the Atlas Mountains late Friday southwest of the tourist center of Marrakesh. It killed almost 2,500 people and injured a similar number, according to the latest official toll. In a disaster-stricken community of Talhat near Koub, 12 ambulances and several other dozens 4x4s from the army and police were deployed, while around 100 Moroccan rescuers were searching for signs of life amid the collapsed building. About 70 kilometers north, another Spanish team from the Military Emergency Unit UME had set up camp since Sunday night on the edge of the Amizmiz village. At least 150 people have died after a powerful storm caused severe flooding in eastern Libya. Storm Daniel made landfall in the North African nation over the weekend, prompting authorities to declare a state of extreme emergency last week. It killed a dozen people in Europe. 7 Libyan army personnel have gone missing during ongoing rescue efforts. Officials in eastern Libya have imposed a curfew, while schools and shops have been ordered to close down. Storm Daniel has affected the eastern cities of the Benghazi and Sousis, as well as Derna and Al-Maraj. The western city of Misrata was also among those hit by the floods. The Prime Minister of the rival international recognized government in the capital, Tripoli, Abdul Hamid Deba, said on Sunday he had directed all state agencies to immediately deal with the damage and floods, while the United Nations in Libya said it was following the storm closely and will provide urgent relief assistance in support of response efforts at local and national levels. United States President Joe Biden has reaffirmed his commitment to the long-standing relationship between the country and Nigeria. This was contained in a statement released by the White House following Biden's encounter with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the G20 summit in New Delhi, India on Sunday, stating that President Biden welcomed the Tinubu administration's steps to reform Nigeria's economy. The U.S. president also seized the opportunity to thank President Tinubu for his long, strong leadership as the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to defend and preserve democracy and the rule of law in Niger and border region. Biden noted that Nigeria's invitation to the G20 summit is in recognition of the country's important global role as Africa's largest democracy and economy. The Vice President Kassim Shettima has reassured the federal government under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu will fulfill all its promises made to Nigerians. Tinubu also said the federal government had obtained a $163 million loan from the African Development Bank to support wheat production. Shettima said this on Sunday in Argungu, Kebbi State, while on the condolence visit to the family of late Abubakar Giro, a sheikh. Speaking at the palace of the Emir of Argungu, Sumaila Mohammed, the vice president reaffirmed the determination of Tinubu's administration to fulfill its promises, particularly in the agriculture sector, adding that food security will receive serious attention from the government. Nigerian Air Force have disclosed plans to acquire 2 aircraft to combat crude oil theft in the country. The Director of Operations, Nigerian Air Force, AVM Abdul Ganiyu, disclosed this when he briefed the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating oil theft and revenue loss by the federal government. AVM Ganiyu told lawmakers that the training of pilots to operate the available aircraft and others being expected shortly was in progress and will be ready for deployment before the end of September. He called on relevant agency with the required technology to locate illegal bunkering sites, not to waste time in getting such locations across to the Nigerian Air Force, with an assurance that the precision actions will be taken from the force base to wipe out such sites and their illegal activities. The Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NETI, in its second quarter of the 2023 Federation Account Statutory Revenue Allocation Report released in Abuja on Sunday says the 36 states of the Federation received about 1.51 trillion or 34.5% of total 4.37 trillion naira shared by the 3 tiers of the government between January and June 2023. The report showed the state received about 817.79 billion naira from the 2.32 trillion total disputable allocation in the first quarter and 688.2 billion naira of the 2.4 trillion naira allocations in the second quarter. It stated that a 12% decline in the overall allocation in the second quarter resulted in a 15.8% reduction in the shares to the states in the first quarter from the 817.8 billion naira to 688.2 billion naira. Despite the decline in overall allocation, the report noted that the share of the state's allocation exceeded that of the federal government when the 13% derivation revenue was added. Apart from the share of the statutory allocations, the report said 9 oil-producing states, namely Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and River State received additional allocation as their share of the 13% derivation revenue to bring their total receipt to about 869.09 billion naira. Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales has resigned following fierce criticism for kissing Jenny Hermoso on the lips at the Women's World Cup victory ceremony. In an open letter published by Rubiales on Sunday night, he said he had informed the federation he was also stepping down as vice president of the European football governing body, UEFA. The already suspended Rubiales sent his resignation to the federation's interim president, he said in an open letter, and also explained his decision to eventually step down in a television interview. Rubiales, who insisted the kiss was consensual, said he did not want Spanish football to be hurt by such disappropriation campaign against him. Rubiales said his departure will contribute stability to 2030's Men World Cup in a bid which Spain are involved. That's it on Global TV News AM. Live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, we are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Fauziya Lukman, thanking you so very much for watching. I'll see you soon.